Hello beautiful people of God's green earth. Hey y'all, it's Cass. Welcome to my channel. If you are new, if you're OG, welcome back you guys. Today you guys, we are creating a music video. So if you guys didn't see my last video that I released earlier this week, I released a song for Valentine's Day. It's my first song since like my Dangerous release, so I was super excited. Except the song I totally did myself and I did the music video myself, so it's only right that I give you guys the tutorial for how I did so let's break it down.
It kinda sucks how you really just don't get it, do ya? Need me to tell you every little thing wrong you be doing. My time is way too precious to be wasted on you, so I'm just gonna...
So for our first set, I used a backdrop from D Backdrops of just the sky and 20 pounds of polyfill. For the outfit, I'm wearing a custom fit by Lena Fits, and then I just got some angel wings and this Cupid bow and arrow off of Amazon. I'm shooting with my Canon 70D 10 to 18 millimeter lens and two of my newer panel LED lights. When I performed the song, I actually performed it 50% slower, so I put it in Final Cut, slowed it down 50% and performed the song, and then when I went into editing, I sped the song up about 2 times, and these were the results.
And the best you ever had, promise you won't get too mad when I'm rising above the fat. You love me now, you won't me now.
For the second set, I used the same camera and lighting setup, except my camera was pointing down at me. I'm using a gold sequence backdrop, also from Amazon, and I ordered 3,000 rose petals from Amazon. This is not all 3,000, but I put as many of them as I needed to fill the space on the ground. I'm wearing another Lena Customs fit for this scene.
Girl once is a world full of choice with a whole lot of love and a sign from above sprinkle on.
For my next scene, I'm using a seamless paper backdrop Savage in pink. And then for my setup, I just used a little camping table covered in a pink tablecloth, a vintage pink phone, and some other pink accessories and props that I also got from Amazon.
I'm a princess with a palace, so tall that the sky is my best friend. Now I'm floating in the ocean, made by your lack of devotion.
For the next scene, I put up a red sequence backdrop, also from D Backdrops. I'll leave you guys a coupon code below so you can purchase some. Another Lena Fits, and then for this, you guys, it's just a lot of playing around with poses and movements. That's what happens when you do that slow down and then speed up in editing. It makes those movements really, really sharp and fun, so I like to do that a lot. Next set, I actually shot this one vertically. I used 2 different RGB lights. I think I had a pink and then one red, and then when I went into editing, I kind of played around with it, but I shot it vertically because I wanted a bit more of my outfit a little bit from above. Since I'm using a 10 to 18 millimeter lens, it kind of got that wide angle view, but I'll show you guys how I kind of created this effect in editing, so stay tuned. Now let's hop into editing. So I'm editing my videos on Final Cut Pro. If you guys want to see just a basic editing tutorial, I will link one below, but I'm going to show you guys the unique effects that I added. So I have my first clip into the project, just dragged it into my timeline, and I'm rotating it -90 degrees so that it is vertical, just playing around with the scale, and then I'm going to crop it to crop out that little electrical unit to my side. From there, just play around with the scale, get it to where you like it, and then you're going to select your clip, press Command C so that you can copy it, and we're going to Command V in order to paste a second version of that clip. With that second version, you're going to drag it on top of the first clip, and then we're just going to do that same thing. So Command C, Command V, so that we can get a third copy of that clip. And then in a moment here, we're going to move those clips over so that second clip, I'm going to use my X position axis to just make sure it's perfectly moving across the X axis. And then I'm going to click that bottom clip and just move it across the X axis the other way so that we have those 3 clips filling up the screen. So from there, I'm going to play around with the scale. So this part you guys can kind of have fun, decide how you want it to look. So I'm just kind of scaling it in, getting that little like Y2K video look. So you can play around, see how you like it. And then I'm going to do that same thing with that second clip there. So just kind of manipulate it, go back to my first clip, really zoom it in, and you guys can really have fun with this part. So once you get it where you guys like it, I'm going to go ahead and select one of my clips, preferably the one on top, and we're going to do another copy paste of that clip as well as dragging it on top. I'm actually going to press V on the bottom clips just so I can see this clip specifically, and I'm going back into my crop tool and I'm just cropping out my mouth for this shot so that I can have like a little cute close-up. And then I'm going to bring up that scale, hit my transform button so I can scoot it over, and then press V on my clips once again so that they can reappear, and then just kind of get it to where I want that to be placed. Again, you guys can put it wherever you prefer. I'm going to copy that clip and paste that last clip on top of there, and then once again play around with the scale, transform it, move it to where I'd like to place it, and then I'm going to manipulate the crop again so that it shows my eyes more so instead of my mouth. And then once I have that where I like it, that's kind of how I got that chopped up video effect. Now I went to my effects panel and I added the bad TV effect in order to kind of get that little grain. So I lowered the amount, added pink noise, and then just did that for each of my clips. So I dragged the bad TV effect, lowered my noise, and changed it to pink noise. Once I applied that to all my clips, this was the final result. So I'm going to show you guys how I extended the backdrop in this clip. So I went into my generators tool, I dragged 2 custom generators to the bottom of my clip. So I'm actually just speeding it up just to kind of match the time of the song, and then matching it with the custom generator on the bottom. I'm going to copy that generator and paste a second one on the bottom as well, and then I'm going to go into my draw mask, place that onto my clip, and I'm going to draw a mask just around that pink section of the clip, the part that I want to keep. I'm going to lower the feather a little bit. This is going to help with matching the background, and I'm going to go into my custom generators, use that little droplet tool, and select the exact color that is behind my generator. Then I'm going to kind of crop it to one side and do the same thing with the other generator, just match the color with the second side. From there, you guys, I'm actually going to go into the color board and kind of play around with just the exposure, saturation, etc. to kind of get it to match as closely as possible. And then I'll go back into here and then just lower the feather a little bit, and thought this came out pretty good. Once you guys go into color grading, you can match it a little bit more. The last special effect I added was actually in Prequel, so I airdropped the video to my phone, brought it into Prequel, and I added this DV cam effect. There's a bunch of different effects so you guys can kind of scroll through, but I ended up going with the first DV cam effect. Once you find one that you like, you can tap on it and manipulate it. So I lowered the exposure, lowered the pixels a little bit, lowered the flare a tiny bit, just kind of got it to where I wanted. I took off that text writing, which is called the HUD or the HUD, and then just got it to where I liked it. Once you guys have the clip where you want it, you can press the little check mark, export it, and you are good to go. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope y'all enjoyed this video. If you're creating this video, please tag me. I'm really excited. It makes me so happy. I see what you guys create for my videos, but until next time, if you guys enjoyed the song, I will link it below. I think it's just gonna be on SoundCloud. I don't know. We'll see, but love y'all.